I'm 73 years old, but most people guess I'm barely 55. And honestly, some days I feel like I'm still in my 30s. It's not magic, it's not a secret surgery. It's something most people completely overlook when it comes to aging. Something so simple, yet so powerful. It can transform the way your body, mind, and spirit age. Today, I'm going to share exactly what I do every morning that keeps me feeling decades younger. Most of us grow up believing that aging means inevitable decline. Wrinkles, stiffness, forgetfulness, fatigue, the list goes on. But what if I told you those aren't the only options? What if aging doesn't have to mean giving up on your energy, your confidence, or your sharpness? I'm living proof of that. At 73, I'm active, alert, and people often ask me if I've had surgery or some kind of miracle treatment. The truth is, I've developed 5 daily morning habits that completely changed my trajectory. Habits anyone can adopt. When I first started, I wasn't trying to look younger. I was just tired of feeling like my best years were behind me. The fatigue, the achiness, the fog in my brain, it was frustrating. But as I began to experiment with my mornings, I noticed something remarkable. My skin started to glow again. My energy surged, and my mind felt clear and sharp. The transformation didn't happen overnight, but it was profound. And it all starts before most people even open their eyes fully. The stakes couldn't be higher. If you ignore this one truth about aging, you risk watching your health slowly slip away, day by day, and feeling helpless as time steals your vitality. But if you embrace these habits, you reclaim control. You can be vibrant, confident, and alive, no matter your age. And today, I'm going to walk you through the first habit, the one that kicked off this whole journey for me. The first mistake most people make is rushing into the day, grabbing coffee, scrolling on their phones, and diving headfirst into stress. But mornings are sacred. They set the tone for every hour that follows. When Eleanor, a friend of mine, turned 70, she noticed she was always tired by noon. Her joints ached, and she'd forgotten how it felt to wake up refreshed. She blamed it on just getting old. But then she tried something new. She started her day with what I call the hydration ritual. This isn't just drinking water. It's a carefully timed practice backed by science. According to researchers at Harvard Medical School, proper hydration upon waking jumpstarts your metabolism, flushes out toxins that accumulated overnight, and even helps regulate your mood. Dehydration is often mistaken for fatigue or brain fog. It's the invisible thief of vitality. When Eleanor committed to this simple habit, she began to notice subtle changes. Her skin felt softer, her headaches faded, and her joints stopped creaking as much. Over weeks, her energy stabilized, and the fog in her mind lifted. It was as if she was recharging an internal battery that had been running low for years. Picture this: the moment you wake, before reaching for your phone, you sit up slowly and drink a large glass of room temperature water, infused with a splash of fresh lemon juice. The lemon adds a gentle boost of vitamin C, supporting your immune system and aiding digestion. You let the water flow through your body like a fresh mountain stream, awakening every cell, every fiber. It's a quiet, calming start, one that honors your body's need to gently transition from rest to action. This habit alone primes your entire day for success, preparing your system for the nourishment and movement to come. And here's the thing. Most people miss this because they rush. They reach for caffeine or sugary drinks that actually drain their energy. They start their day dehydrated, and it spirals into exhaustion and cravings. But when you reverse that pattern, you unlock a cascade of benefits that touch everything. From your skin's glow to your mental clarity, habit number 2 takes this transformation even deeper. And it's one that caught me off guard. I didn't believe it could change my life until I tried it myself. I'll tell you all about it next. The second habit is something almost no one talks about. Yet it's arguably the most powerful act you can do for your brain and body first thing in the morning: mindful movement. Most people wake up and either jump straight into their day or sink back under the covers. But here's the catch. Your body has spent hours in stillness, and it needs a gentle, intentional wake-up call. Take Thomas, for example. At 68, he was struggling with stiffness, low energy, and a creeping sense of frustration about his aging body. He thought exercise meant the gym or long walks, but mornings were always rushed, and he never felt like moving. One day, he committed to just 5 minutes of mindful movement right after waking up. Stretching, slow breathing, gentle joint rotations. No pressure, no sweat, just connection. What happened next surprised him. According to studies from the Mayo Clinic, mindful morning movement stimulates circulation, reduces inflammation, and signals your nervous system that it's time to shift from rest to activity. It helps regulate cortisol, the stress hormone, so instead of feeling jittery or overwhelmed, you feel calm and focused. It's like hitting a reset button on your entire system. Thomas started with simple neck rolls, wrist circles, and slow bends forward and back. He focused on his breath, deep, slow inhales and exhales, syncing movement with breathing. After just a week, he noticed his joints felt looser, his mood lifted, and his energy became more steady throughout the day. It was as if his body remembered how to move freely again. Imagine waking up, and instead of plunging into chaos, you give yourself these few sacred minutes to awaken every muscle and joint, to lubricate your body with mindful attention. Your breath becomes a wave that carries you gently from the night's rest into the vibrant possibilities of the day ahead. Most people don't realize that this kind of movement isn't about performance or intensity. It's about respect, honoring the body that carries you through decades. By cultivating this habit, you're not just preserving your physical health, you're rewiring your brain to embrace calm, clarity, and strength. And here's a little secret. This practice doesn't just prepare you physically, it also tunes your emotional state. The simple act of mindful movement can reduce anxiety and improve mood by activating the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. That means your body and mind become allies instead of adversaries, working in harmony. I know what you might be thinking. 5 minutes won't make a difference, but these minutes are a powerful gateway. They shift the trajectory of your entire day, and they prepare you for the next habit, one that transformed not just my energy, but my memory and mental clarity. Habit number 3 is something I didn't expect to be so impactful. It's a small tweak with huge returns, and it involves what I put into my body right after waking. But before I tell you, imagine waking up every day with a clear mind, ready to tackle anything. That's exactly what this habit helped me achieve. And it might surprise you how simple it is. I'll share it with you next. The third habit changed everything about how I think, remember, and even feel throughout the day. For years, I struggled with those frustrating moments, walking into a room and forgetting why, misplacing keys, or feeling that cloud of mental fog settle in by mid-morning. I thought that was just normal aging, but it doesn't have to be. Barbara, a close friend and fellow seeker of longevity, was in the same boat at 70. She felt her memory slipping, her focus fading like a candle burning low. Then she discovered the power of nourishing her brain with the right kind of morning fuel, and her life transformed. It's all about the timing and composition of what you eat or drink first thing after waking. Harvard Medical School highlights how the brain's demand for glucose spikes after an overnight fast. If you delay or feed it poorly, think sugary pastries or heavy carbs, you create energy crashes and inflammation that dull your mind. Barbara switched to what I call the brain-boosting breakfast ritual. Instead of rushing for a bagel or donut, she started with a small, nutrient-dense mix of protein and healthy fats, like a handful of walnuts with a scoop of Greek yogurt, or a smoothie rich in antioxidants and omega-3s. This combination feeds your brain steadily, stabilizing blood sugar and reducing inflammation. Within weeks, Barbara noticed her mental fog lifting. Tasks felt easier, her memory sharpened, and she even regained confidence in conversations. She described it as if a veil had been lifted. The world seemed clearer, her thoughts more vibrant. Imagine your brain like a garden. Overnight, it rests but also clears out debris. The first meal you give it is the sunlight and water that allow the seeds of focus, creativity, and sharpness to bloom. Skipping this or choosing the wrong fuel is like starving those seeds before they even sprout. Scientifically, this makes sense. Research from the National Institutes of Health shows that omega-3 fatty acids support synaptic plasticity, basically how your brain cells communicate and grow. Protein provides essential amino acids to create neurotransmitters, the messengers that keep your mind sharp. Every morning as I prepare my brain-boosting breakfast, I feel like I'm giving my mind a fresh start, like wiping the slate clean and writing a new story for the day. The rich, creamy texture of Greek yogurt mixed with crunchy walnuts, or the burst of berries in a smoothie, feels like a celebration of life itself. But here's what most people miss. It's not just what you eat, but when you eat it. Waiting too long after waking or grabbing quick, sugary snacks sabotages your brain's potential. This timing is a crucial piece of the puzzle most people overlook, and it makes all the difference. Now, the fourth habit is even more surprising. It's less about what you do and more about what you don't do. And it's a habit that nearly derailed my entire journey. I'll tell you what it is next, and why it's so vital to your youthful energy and resilience. The fourth habit is something so simple, yet so radical, that most people completely ignore it, and it nearly cost me everything. It's about the way you manage your exposure to light first thing in the morning. I know, it sounds strange, but hear me out. When I was in my early 60s, I used to wake up and immediately reach for my phone or flick on bright overhead lights. I thought it was harmless, just checking messages or turning on the day. But over time, I started feeling more tired, less rested, and my sleep became restless. I didn't realize that my body's internal clock was being thrown off balance. Meet Linda, a woman in her mid-70s who struggled with insomnia and sluggish mornings. She tried everything, from melatonin to herbal teas, but nothing seemed to help. Then, a sleep specialist explained something vital: our circadian rhythms, the natural cycles that regulate sleep and wakefulness, are highly sensitive to the quality of light we expose ourselves to, especially at dawn. The National Institute of Health explains that natural sunlight in the morning triggers the release of serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter that boosts mood and focus. It also helps regulate melatonin production, which is key for deep, restorative sleep at night. Artificial blue light from screens and harsh indoor lighting, on the other hand, suppresses melatonin and confuses your body's clock. Linda decided to change her morning routine. Instead of reaching for her phone or flipping on bright lights, she started opening her curtains as soon as she woke. She spent 5 minutes standing by the window, soaking in the gentle morning sun, even on cloudy days. No phone, no screens, just natural light and silence. Within days, her mood lifted, her energy felt steadier, and nights of tossing and turning became restful sleeps. She described feeling connected to the rhythm of the day again. It was like her body remembered what it was supposed to do all along. Imagine standing barefoot on cool grass as the sun rises, feeling its soft warmth on your skin, and letting that light flood your eyes. This is the signal your body craves every morning. It's nature's gentle nudge saying, "Wake up, be alert, be alive." Most people, however, dive into artificial light and screens the moment they open their eyes, throwing their circadian rhythm into chaos. This habit alone can lead to chronic fatigue, poor mood, and even accelerate aging by disrupting cellular repair processes that happen during sleep. By honoring this natural rhythm, you're not just improving your mornings, you're safeguarding your nights, your recovery, and your long-term health. This habit rewires your internal clock to work with the sun, not against it. And here's the thing. Once you integrate this practice, you'll start to notice a new kind of energy, a calm, steady vitality that carries you through your day and helps you sleep deeply at night. But the journey doesn't end here. The fifth habit ties all of this together in a way that transformed not just my body and mind, but my very relationship with aging itself. It's a habit so profound, it rewired my purpose and joy. And I'll share that with you next. The fifth habit is the one that truly redefined what aging means to me. It's less about physical action or diet, and more about mindset, a way of embracing each day that unlocks vitality from the inside out. I call it the gratitude awakening. For years, I carried a quiet weight of worry about getting older. The aches, the losses, the fear of decline. But then I met Grace, a remarkable woman who at 75 radiated a joy and energy that was impossible to ignore. When I asked her what her secret was, she told me it wasn't exercise, diet, or supplements. It was gratitude, practiced intentionally every morning. Neuroscience research from institutions like Harvard shows that gratitude rewires the brain's neural pathways, increasing dopamine and serotonin levels, the chemicals responsible for happiness and motivation. This shift isn't just mental fluff. It physically changes your brain's architecture, fostering resilience against stress, anxiety, and depression. Grace described how every morning, before even getting out of bed, she would silently list 3 things she was grateful for. Sometimes it was the warmth of her blankets, the sound of birds outside, or a loved one's smile. These small moments rewired her entire day, filling her with hope and energy that defied her age. When I began this practice, it felt unfamiliar, even awkward at first. But gradually, I noticed something incredible. The way my body responded to gratitude. My muscles felt less tense, my breath deeper, my spirit lighter. It was as if this simple habit breathed new life into every cell. Picture this. You awaken, and before the noise of the day creeps in, you close your eyes and allow a warm flood of appreciation to wash over you. The cool morning air, the beating of your heart, the gift of another day. This moment of intentional gratitude becomes a shield, protecting you from the daily stresses that drain vitality. Most people rush through mornings, caught in the whirlwind of worries and to-do lists. But this habit invites you to pause, reconnect, and step into your power. It's not about denying challenges. It's about choosing to focus on the life-affirming moments that fuel resilience and joy. By adopting this habit, you're not turning back time. You're healing forward, creating a future where aging is not a decline, but a blossoming. It's a shift that honors the wisdom of years and the promise of every new dawn. When I combined all 5 habits, the hydration ritual, mindful movement, brain-boosting nutrition, honoring natural light, and the gratitude awakening, my life changed profoundly. I didn't just look younger, I felt alive in ways I hadn't imagined possible. You deserve this vitality. You deserve to greet every morning with energy, clarity, and joy. No matter your age, if you try just one of these tomorrow morning, you'll be surprised how powerful it can be. So start with a glass of water, breathe deeply as you move, nourish your brain, let the sun kiss your skin, and open your heart to gratitude. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about embracing life fully, vibrantly, fiercely. Because aging isn't losing time. It's gaining wisdom, strength, and a new kind of beauty. And if you want to dive deeper into how to make these habits part of your daily life, or explore even more secrets to healthy aging, I'll be here with you every step of the way. Remember, you're not aging backwards, you're healing forwards. Take that first step tomorrow. I promise you'll never look at mornings or yourself the same way again.